undefeated Ohio State may be in trouble.
What was happening with Ohio State's offense? Because they didn't score for the last 3 minutes of the quarter.
Iowa switched to that zone and really clogged up the paint. And Ohio State wasn't able to finish the three. Right away out of the locker room, what does Ohio State do but go inside in the paint?
It's going to be a foul on Molly Davis. 3-point play for McMahon.
I want to add an extra syllable.
I know, you're doing great.
Because she's an extra energy player.
You know, she told us it was her middle school coach, Chris George. He was actually played football, but coached the middle school basketball team, and he's the one that instilled that intensity and toughness in her in middle school. Clark going to the free throw line. Clark's numbers, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists.
Triple-double watch, you called it.
Triple-double watch when she steps in the building, but yes.
This third quarter is going to be important. We saw Ohio State right away go to attacking the paint. They were 0 for 6 from the three-point line. They make that adjustment. If they're able to score, that will allow them to get their press set.
Yeah, in the first half, Ohio State shot 50% on twos, 16% on threes.
But Ohio State doesn't have to live and die by the three-point line.
Theory bodying her way in for the two up off the window.
And I like the no call. Just contact. Both players have equal advantage. And then it's just a matter of whether you can finish or not.
10 points for Theory. She's one of 2 in double figures. McMahon is the other. And Caitlin Clark again to the free throw line. Got the second. Now Ricky Harris is going to set things up for Ohio State. Thought about the three, instead gives it up to Theory.
I was in a box and one. Caitlin Clark is on Mikolashikova in the paint.
Czinano running the floor and being rewarded. She's got 16.
You see who Caitlin Clark is matched up with at the top. It's a triangle and 2 is what it is.
Theory trying to spin her way through it. She's going to go to the free throw line.
From the start of the game, I felt like Monica Czinano needed to run the floor in transition. Keeps the pressure on that press. Doesn't allow Ohio State to get set, get the easy 2.
Well, now they're going to have to sub out Czinano because she just picked up her 3rd foul. Hannah Stuelke comes back in. Now, she gave him some really good minutes in the first half. 6 points, 7 rebounds.
I don't believe Lisa Bluter is worried when she has to go to that young freshman, because Stuelke has a presence inside and really can pick up the tempo and run the floor extremely well for the Hawkeyes.
What did Caitlin Clark tell us about Hannah Stuelke in front of Hannah? She could be the best player ever at Iowa.
When Caitlin Clark tells you that, whoa! That's a great compliment.
Clark with a quick trigger, it bounces out. I think Ohio State talked about not shooting the quick three because I've seen them hesitate a couple times to look inside.
Well, they're trying to recognize where the openings are going to be because I was in this triangle and 2.
Clark with the steal. Caitlin Clark with the layup. Eliminated from the NCAA tournament earlier than expected last year.
And that focus, you know, they don't want that to happen again. They lost on their method that you're always going to see on a Lisa Bluder team. You know, Ohio State is missing Jacy Sheldon. That's the leader and brains on the floor that can really take charge and settle and calm a team through a storm.
Now she's still out with that foot injury. They do expect to get her back this season. Shot is off by Stokey, but the second chance goes for Sydney O'Coulter.
Stokey didn't make that first shot, but it was a beautiful pass from Caitlin Clark down the court.
It's We Back Pat Week. Such an important week as we honor Pat Summitt, her impact on women's basketball, her impact on women in general, especially in sports. And Carolyn, you had the privilege of coaching with her.
Pat Summitt gave me my first coaching job as an assistant restricted earnings coach, and learned from her the difference that she was willing and wanted to make in people's lives. And when she was diagnosed with early onset dementia, you know, instead of saying, woe is me, or feeling sorry for herself, she wanted to figure out a way where she could bring awareness, attention, raise money to hopefully find a cure.
There's that Ohio State press. We haven't seen it in a little while because the offense has struggled to score for the Buckeyes. But it works with Ebony Walker. First points off of turnovers for Ohio State.
This press could ignite this crowd, could bring the energy for the Buckeyes to get them back in this game.
Now before that, Ohio State was on a 3.5-minute scoring drought. Shot clock winding down, 8 seconds for Clark. Czinano rolling. And she travels.
Exciting to be in the arena and the excitement around women's basketball when those two teams meet.
Hopefully Jordan Horston will be back. She was out with an illness. Officials going over the monitor right now.
Sarah Puckett hit a big bucket.
I see what you did there.
Right?
Yeah. Taylor Mikesell with the floater. Ohio State's, they turn up the aggression, and now they can go in this press.
And they've really adjusted their press. Started with as a diamond, now it's a 2-2-1.
Clark double teamed and trapped in the corner.
But having Czinano and Stokey on the floor at the same time. Why is that important? You got two strong rebounders on the floor for Iowa.
It's going to be a shot clock violation. Buckeyes bring in the defense. Shoemate in the corner. Rebound by Solke. You know, we asked Kevin McGuff about the Illinois game because they got down in that game. They trailed by 10 points at the half, able to come back and win. And we said, what changed? And he said, we stopped playing hard. We had to revamp our intensity. We're seeing that right now from Ohio State.
The defense has got to go up another level if Ohio State wants to remain unbeaten. You got to bring some nasty, some tenacity inside.
That was Emma Shoemate with the block. Gabby Marshall can't finish. A scoring drought for over 3 minutes for Iowa. The dump off to Theory. Ohio State rocket. 6-0 run. Takes a seat with 17 points, 8 rebounds. Kate Martin. Marshall flies in. No help around her, and Lisa Bluder's going to call a timeout. Now, this is one heck of a basketball game, and you just got to think that Pat Summitt would love to see the fight in both of these teams. It is We Back Pat Week, and Pat Summitt bringing women's basketball to the national stage so that we can have games like this tonight on ESPN2.
I don't believe you could find a coach that has not been touched or impacted by either reading, knowing, or experiencing being around Pat Summitt.
A 6-0 run for Ohio State. And a 4-minute scoring drought for Iowa.
The defense is what changed. The intensity of Ohio State adjusting the press, going from a diamond, or switching up from a diamond to that 2-2-1. And then whenever Caitlin Clark would get the basketball, sometimes you would see a trap, sometimes you would go over the screen. So mixing up the way that Ohio State is trying to defend Caitlin Clark. See, here comes a trap.
She gets it free to Davis. Gabby Marshall, kick to the corner, too much on the shot. Czinano tries to go up for the board, and Ricky Harris is there to tie it up.
The battle that Ohio State is bringing. They are getting on the glass. They're going after every 50-50 ball. See, right now, Iowa has owned the glass. They're plus 11 on Ohio State.
Right into the starting lineup from day one this season.
I love her intensity. She is aware of what's going on, and she is a competitor.
That's the 4th on Czinano. They have totally taken Monica Czinano out of the second half. She had 14 points in the first half, just 2 here in the second half because she's dealt with foul trouble, and now she may take a seat for a while.
If Ohio State's making a run, do you keep her on the bench or do you bring her in?
Stolke in trouble. Harris is trying to hustle for it. Iowa ran out of time. Cody McMahon got it! Iowa had 6 turnovers in the first half. They have 6 turnovers here in the third quarter. And the scoring drought continues. Over 5 minutes without a bucket.
But it's going to be Caitlin Clark time. It has to be. They want to hold on to this lead.
She just lets it fly off the front of the iron. Possession arrow to the Buckeyes. Mikesell again, too much. And Iowa's not going to get that bucket off. It does not count. Look at the Buckeyes go.